I'd like to call the January 23rd, 2024 school board meeting to session. If it please rise, as you've already done. Well trained. You are in control. Yeah.
Beautiful. Of the United States of America.
Stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The Elkhart Promise. Every student is known by name, challenged, and supported by highly effective staff in partnership with the community, and will graduate career, college, and life ready. I'd like to discuss our invitation to speak protocol. I'm going to go a little more detail, just so everybody has a understanding. Right now, anybody may speak on any agenda item at the time it's discussed, following board comments. Non-agenda items may be discussed at the end of the meeting. To show your speak concerning a topic not on agenda, please fill out this form. I think everybody has one. And please give it to Dora once you filled it out. When you are speaking, please step up to the microphone. Former President Daisy Davis did a great job of reminding people to step up to the microphone. So I think everybody is used to that now. Please announce your name in relationship to the Elkhart Community Schools. Each statement made by a participant shall be limited to 3 minutes duration and directed to the presiding officer. In the event, should you exceed 3 minutes, you'll be notified that you've extended the 3 minutes time, and we would request that you stop at that time. No participant may speak more than once on the same topic. All statements shall be directed to the presiding officer. No person may address or question board members individually. No person may speak or discuss at any meeting of the school board any charges or complaints against employees of the school district. Such charges or complaints must be made to the school board through the superintendent in writing, signed, and verified by the person or group making such a charge or complaint. And this is very important. We have policy and protocol here. Personnel matters are not appropriate for a board setting. Please turn off your ringers and phones during the meeting. While comments are welcome, no action can be taken at this meeting on non-agenda items. The board may ask questions and refer the matter to the administration for further study. If there is a group of people here, if there's something on the agenda or the non-agenda, and there's a group of folks here that we want to hear from you, it's important that we hear from you, but we would ask that you have one representative come up and speak for the group, rather than having each individual member of the group continue to say the same thing and get the point across. Again, I want to reiterate this. Because of the Family Rights and Privacy Act, the board will not publicly discuss personnel matters or personal student issues. So this is not the appropriate forum for that. All right. We have next on the agenda, we have a moment of pride. Hayden.
Hi, my name is Hayden Deinhardt, and I'm a sophomore at Elkhart High School. I'm currently a varsity cheerleader, secretary of the sophomore student government, on the superintendent student advisory counter, part of the AFJROTC program, and moved to STAND. One of the things we worked on the superintendent advisory council meeting was the need for walkways in the student parking lot because of the safety concerns of traffic. The walkways have helped students be able to cross the street without walking between the bushes and become more visible to drivers. I would like to I hope to continue to solve more student concerns in the future. I would like to congratulate my teammates on the cheer team because we have earned our spot at the UCA Nationals competition. We are headed to Disney next month to compete. Coach Worsler and Coach Marianne have worked really hard to prepare us for this big competition, and my teammates have put a lot of hard work and dedication in this routine. Coach Buck also should go to nationals with us because he has always congratulated us. In AFJROTC, we have been planning the military ball, and we are really excited for this big event. Sergeant Rutledge and Major Dorman are letting the cadets take control of most of the planning with our opinions, but are also there when we need help or guidance. We are currently working on raising funds that would help the AFJROTC program. It is an amazing program, and I have a lot of fun being a part of it. The students in the Move to Stand are working on different ways to help students with their mental health, since school can be overwhelming at times. Student government is planning their community service projects and planning staff appreciation. This includes bus drivers, custodians, teachers, and other staff members. Does the board have any questions?
When is your military ball? Do you have the date?
I believe it's March 26th.
Okay. This is exciting because I get to read the donations that most of them are coming to cheerleading and then one going to the military ball. So that's a good start. Congratulations.
Well, you've got a lot on your plate. Going back 13, 14, and 15, my youngest daughter was also a varsity cheerleader. And I don't know if you guys still have the red outfits, because they would have been memorial at the time. Anyhow, I'd personally sewn some of those outfits to make them fit my daughter. So you ever come across one, that that looks like it was sewed by hand? I did it.
We still have them in the closet.
Oh,
Really?
You should sell them one so that you can use those for funds for the military.
Find one with fresh stitching.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up, because I would encourage, everyone that can, to donate to the military ball, because I've been there 3 times and Kelly's been there twice, I think. 3 times?
Yeah.
Okay, and but anyhow, that and Mike has been there. Yeah.
Our second year there.
Yeah.
Jeff.
And it is a phenomenal, and it's kind of like senior night also too at the same time. So a lot of good things are happening. You got the 2 right instructors out there, that's for sure. So.
And the great cheerleading coaches. We'll see about you going back. Not working. Oh, thanks.
You all good?
Do you have anything for anything
Thanks,
else?
Hayden. Yep, thank you very much, Hayden.
Thank you.
Judy. Have a good night.
Up next on the agenda, we have the consent items.
Okay, so, and going with that, we have $2,836 donated to cheerleading from Coach Worsler. We have $600 for cheerleading from the Edward F. Camp Wealth Management. We have $1,750 from the Michael and Marcia Doring. Then we have $500 for our AFJR or ROTC for our military ball from Get Wet for a Vet. Then we have $244,793 worth of items. Many items. There's an itemized list if anybody is curious that will be used for our automotive tech and diesel tech classes from ChemCrest. And then we have it was 2 donations that total up to $50,000 from Rose Meisner, and she is the president of the Community Foundation of St. Joseph County, and that will be used for various opportunities at WVPE. So many generous donations. And I can put you in contact with who you need to donate money to for the military ball and for cheerleading.
Is that it?
Yes, until you write a check, sir. Then I will say that.
Do we have a motion?
Okay.
Have a second? Any comments from the board?
Well, yes. We have a report on this. But inside of this, it's saying goodbye to somebody that, will be around and helping us very much, but has been very wise in leading me, and it's been an honor to watch him put different programs together and work with Ann and Barb recently on our reading program that's going to be a phenomenal opportunity for our students. So, in the consent items is us accepting the fact that Dr. Staley will be leaving, but we told him in the back that we were not going to. We were going to try to push it off the agenda, but we can't, and I think it's okay. But anyways, thank you. Yeah.
pics you made in executive session and was telling us where you're going to be in Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah.
left his cell phone.
Yeah, you have stuff on that, and we now have a location, so pillowcase over the head, trip back, it'll be quicker than you think. Any other comments from the board? Comments from the audience? All in favor?
Roll call. Just do it.
Jeff Weiler,
Aye.
Aye.
Doug Weaver,
Aye.
Ann Vondervellen,
Aye.
Kelly Mullins,
Aye.
Mike Burnett.
Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Nothing under old business. We'll go to new business. Mr. Thorne, you're here to speak on board policy 2271.
Thank you. Tonight, the administration is presenting for preliminary consideration proposed revisions to this policy. This policy provides authorities for students to enroll in post-secondary courses beyond those offered by Elkhart Community Schools through dual credit, AP courses, and ACT courses. We'll bring this to you tonight for preliminary consideration.
Any questions from the board? All right. Next on the agenda is administrative regulations, IKFC.
Thank you. Administrative Regulation IKFC is really the process that would be utilized, procedures would be utilized for students wishing to avail themselves of opportunities available pursuant to Board Policy 2271. Again, we're bringing this to you tonight for preliminary consideration.
Next on the agenda is board policy 3121ACS.
This is our criminal background check policy, and the proposed revisions will bring the district into alignment with changes to the process for performing criminal background checks required as a result of legislation enacted during the 2023 legislative session. The administration is presenting this to the board tonight just for preliminary consideration.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is board policy 3422.12S.
Tonight, the administration is presenting proposed revisions to this policy. This policy governs compensation for employees in miscellaneous positions and requesting a waiver of second reading. The proposed revisions include a request to create an additional position of assistant manager to the transportation department. And in addition to this request, the administration is proposing revisions to the compensation received by teachers and support staff providing support to students during after-school programming.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Do we have any questions or discussion from the board? Hearing none, do we have any motion or questions or comments from the public? Hearing none, Dora, please roll call.
Jeff Weiler,
Aye.
Troy Scott,
Aye.
Doug Weaver,
Aye.
Ann Vondervellen, Kelly Mullins,
Aye.
Mike Burnett.
Motion passes unanimously. Next on the agenda, which I think is your last, is board policy 8510.
Tonight, the administration is presenting proposed revisions to the wellness policy previously adopted by Elkhart Community Schools. And again, we are requesting a waiver of second reading. The proposed revisions address concerns that were raised by the Indiana Department of Education related to our current policy. And our food service director, Pam Melcher, is here to answer any questions you might have regarding the proposed revisions to the policy.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Have a second? Any questions or comments from the board?
Yes, I sent an extensive email concerning this particular policy right here, but I'll make it shorter and sweeter than that. This thing is the epitome of nanny state regulations. All right. In defense of Pam Melcher and stuff like that, I do not know how you possibly could keep track of all this stuff. It is overwhelming. And I implored the administration to pare this thing down. We went from 1 page to 4 pages now. That's an impossible amount of guidelines to deal with and stuff like that. It makes no sense at this point. It also touches into another base of Neola policy, which has what I call creeping wokeness into it. inappropriate use of pronouns when in fact they're called students. And also, I challenge my board members to a test. There's one word missing in this whole policy, and it's in line number 9 down here, and it says nutrition, education standards, and benchmarks promote the benefits of a balanced diet that includes fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and low-fat and fat-free dairy products. What one word is missing? Nobody knows?
Protein.
You're right,
Protein.
exactly. How do you expect to develop healthy minds, healthy bodies
Yeah, protein.
without protein? But your fat-free lattes and soy milk only go so far, folks. Okay, and that is missing out of this policy. And I think we are to take a relook at where the direction that we're going with what food groups and stuff that we're encouraging kids into, because they're not going to be strong, they're not going to be healthy, and your football team's not going to win. All right. I worked. I'm a graduate of Purdue University. I worked in the kitchens at Cary Quad for 4 years. I worked training table. I'm not a football player, by the way. But if you work training table, guess what they feed football players? Steak. Okay. As many as you can eat. Okay. The only one thing they wouldn't give them is chocolate milk. All right. So anyhow, if you want healthy, if you want winning football teams, and if you want winning academics, we have to stress the protein side of this also. I'm done. I'll get off my soapbox. Thank you for listening to me. And if anybody else wants to chip in, please do so.
Do we have any other comments, or questions from the board?
So by law, we serve protein. We have to serve protein. So that's just a missed word. So I think like that, I mean, really, honestly, we sat there for 2 hours and we went through everything. So Pam can come up here. I think I don't know if we approve this and she amends it and just puts the word protein in, but that is by law, we have to feed them protein.
I'm not intending to pick on Mrs. Melcher here,
No, but I
because
think it's important.
she
that you
does
put
a
the word in.
phenomenal job. All right. A hero's job,
So Kelly, I think you're exactly right. That's just something that I don't overlook. So what we took it from, let's go back to the wellness booklet, because that's something that we've put everything in since 2016. So when we took this policy on, which we had to in 2016, it was vague. And so now the state is telling us it cannot be vague. So what we really put in this policy is what's been in our wellness booklet the whole time. So it's not going to be new to parents. It's just in the policy. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Okay.
The other thing that I think we could simply do is this evening, so we get the policy passed this evening, because we also know that the State Department wants this done this month, and we don't want to have the State Department decide to withhold funds from Mrs. Melcher, because she'll be very cranky, and then the business office will be cranky, and Tony, and AC will be cranky, is to amend that particular line to add in the word proteins.
No one saw that.
I'm not sure I can completely agree with that.
That was amazing, by the way. That was amazing. But yes, protein.
So if you wanted to make move to amend that and add that line to.
I agree.
I will. I'll move to amend that we go to line number 9 of the policy and we add in protein. Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, so we need a roll call, Dorland.
Jeff Lyler,
Aye.
Roy Scott,
Aye.
Doug Weaver,
Aye.
Pam Vondervellen, Kelly Mullins,
Aye.
Mike Burnett.
Motion passes unanimously. Now we still need a motion on the board policy entirety.
Yes.
8510 wellness
That's amended.
as amended.
I make a motion.
Second.
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Doug Weaver,
Aye.
Ann Vondervellen. Aye. Kelly Mullins,
Aye.
Mike Burnett.
Motion passes as amended unanimously. We did get a little bit ahead of ourselves. We didn't have the opportunity for anybody in the audience or public to speak on this. Was there anybody that wanted to speak on this board policy, 8510?
But that's your second opportunity. I did invite you all to speak, and one lady spoke up back there. So I appreciate that.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doug. Oh, Doug, we have one other thing. If you could, a conflict of interest
Oh, yes.
from Mr. Blyler. I think it was on the agenda our last meeting, and I believe there was some confusion, and I think the confusion has no longer exists. So
There was some.
That is correct. Last week, I spoke in error when I said I did not have any conflicts of interest. I forgot that I do participate in the school life insurance program. As a member of the Elkhart School Board of Trustees of Elkhart Community Schools, I disclose that I vote on the approval of employee fringe benefit packages, including life insurance, which I carry through Elkhart Community Schools.
thank you, Mr. Blyler.
Thank you.
I think that's it. Thank you, Doug. Next on the agenda, Dr. Staley, we have Elkhart Community Schools Innovation Learning Grant in collaboration with 5 Star.
Yes, you received the material on this as far as with 5 Star. And I brought these 2 great principals up here to help me. And in case you have any questions on this program, I personally fully endorse this program. I think it's a great opportunity for our students. And so if you do have any questions, Kelly or Rhonda will be happy to answer them.
Could you please introduce yourself?
My name is Turlanda Goins, and I'm the principal of Pinewood Elementary.
Thank you.
I'm Kelly Carmichael. I'm the principal at Cleveland Elementary.
Do we have a motion?
Can well, go ahead. We're gonna just ask questions after the motion. I have
Yeah.
a motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. At this time, do we have any questions or comments from the board?
Yes. First of all, I think this is a really exciting opportunity for our students to be able to do this, and having been out to the 5 Star property and seeing what they provide, the kids should be really excited about some of the things they're going to be doing. One of the questions I have is just for clarification. This is going to begin in the fall?
Yes.
Okay.
No, in the spring.
On the spring. We're going to do the
Yes.
first round in the spring.
I had a typo on that last one
Okay.
because it did say fall the last time, and now the memo does say spring.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's fine. And then one of the comments that I would make as far as how you're going to measure it, as far as increased student attendance, decreased behavior, improved academic performance. One of the things that I had a conversation with Dr. Staley about a couple weeks ago is I think, the opportunity that these kids have, I think is going to be pretty cool for them. And knowing where we are as far as writing and kids writing and wanting them to write more, a suggestion that I had would be to have them write. After they've been there and experienced today, have them write what they liked, what they learned about, get them in that mode of writing, because we all know that writing and reading go together. So I would just want to make that suggestion. I'm sure you maybe have already thought of it, but I think having that component piece is going to be really important. And I think you'll be able to really gain some insights from the kids that you may not have had just by focusing on some of these other things as far as your benchmarks for measuring. One of the other questions that I had, and if it's successful, I know that you and the 4 other schools are piloting this. One of the questions I would have would be funding from, if it goes well, how do we fund it to continue it? And so those are things that we need to be thinking about, because I'm hopeful that it will be successful, but we have to figure out a way to fund it so it can be sustainable.
Yes, actually, our portion of that I indicated in the memo. but that is, both of those are possible for a 3-year period.
Okay.
And the grant that we're requesting from the Community Foundation also is for a 3-year.
3-year, okay. Great, thank you.
Do we have any other questions or comments from the board?
Yes. Is that the one America? Definitely.
Do we have any questions or comments from the audience or the public? Hearing none. Dora, roll call, please.
Jeff Weiler,
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Doug Weaver,
Aye.
Ann Vondervellen,
Aye.
Kelly Mullins,
Hi,
Mike Burnett.
thanks you guys.
Motion passes unanimously. Thank you so much. Very excited. Mr. Scott, we have next on the agenda, resolution of the Board of School Trustees of the Elkhart Community Schools taking action regarding the 9th Amendment to lease approving the issues of bonds by the Elkhart Community School Building Corporation. And matters related thereto.
Mr. President, I would ask that the board approve the resolution that we're proposing this evening.
Do I have a motion?
Motion.
So second.
I have a motion and a second. Do I have any comments or questions from the board? Do I have any comments or questions from the audience? Hearing none. Dora, roll call, please.
Jeff Weiler,
Aye.
Scott,
Aye.
Doug Weaver,
Aye.
Ann Vondervellen,
Aye.
Kelly Mullins,
Hi.
Mike Burnett.
Okay, and what this motion did do is it'll set a hearing a month from now, on February 22nd. So we'll be back. This is a 2-step process, so we'll see you again. Thank you.
Step 1 passes unanimously. Thank you. Next on the agenda, we have a debut for the financial report. Zach, the floor is yours.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. A quick financial update for the December 2023. We have a current cash balance of $54,703,191. If you've noticed from last year's cash balance, that's up $11 million roughly. That's due to the bonds, Series 23 A and B that we sold last year. Those are in our funds that aren't typically there. So that's, if you notice that discrepancy, that's what that's for. There are the revenues and expenditures for your operations and educations fund, both finished as expected. Not surprising with Mr. Scott running the books. I would say, I would point out that we did not transfer in November and December from operations to, or from education to operations, which is a great thing. It's had some savings in the operations. We were able to not adjust that. And then if you, in the back, you have your ESSER utilization update. And you'll notice the majority of that fund that's still outstanding will be for those roof projects, which I believe are underway, and we should be seeing that spent down quickly there. So there's also the packet of appropriation transfers, which you approved at the last board meeting, and just kind of itemize that for you in case you have any questions regarding that. So, that would conclude my financial update or report if there's no questions.
Do we have any questions or comments? I will say this was a great job in the debut. You were filling some very big shoes.
Yes.
Maybe to kind of set the tone. You gave a brief analysis of why our investment detail is up by selling the bond series A and B. You just might want to add, and also your short tenure here might have something to do with it. Just to build confidence going forward, because it is you're stepping into a position that's been handled very wisely and conservative, but in nature. So great job on your first financial report. And let's see how you do with your insurance update.
Yeah, well, I'm going to take more credit for the medical plan experience. So,
Okay.
but
Perfect.
at the year end, again, finished as expected. A couple notes, a couple things that I noticed that stood out. The expected claims versus the actual claims were lower, which is wonderful. That means that we've got healthy-ish population that's doing what they should be doing. Claims are always the biggest threat when it comes to a medical plan. And you've only seen a per employee per month cost of roughly the 0.20%, which in this volatile world of medical insurance and RX spend, that's a great testament to the team, the insurance committee, and the team to build that plan and to keep it running smoothly. So I would say that the medical plan is functioning well, and if there's any questions, happy to try to answer those.
I just have a question as I was looking at this. Our non-claim costs are up quite a bit over last year. Do we know like where primarily is that? Is that in stop loss? Is it in pharmacy? Is it just administration?
That was the.
Sorry.
Please step up to the microphone.
I'm sorry.
No, that's
all right.
I forgot
so
off
we-
my list.
So we're self-insured, we pay our own claims, when we play a company, it used to be at UMR, now it's Anthem.
Right.
That price goes up every year, and what that reflects is increased cost for Anthem to process for us. So
Okay,
adjudicate all of our claims and the work that they do. So
okay. Thank you.
our stop loss that you mentioned, it's been flat, and we were actually able to negotiate a flat renewal. So that was good news.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
I would also point out, it looks like enrollment was up a little over 100. So, to have claims come in with that increase in enrollment is a job well done. Do we have any questions from the public for the audience? Well done. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great. Dora, do we have any? No? Mr. Mao?
I have two items tonight. First is to point out to you or remind you that next board meeting, February 13th, we will be returning to the practice of meeting out at one of our buildings. So our February 13th meeting is scheduled for Munger Elementary. And we're anxious to get back out. The second item I have is to ask our instructional team and helpers to go to the board of surprise this evening.
Here we go. Can we talk? I don't hear any need. Tony, no, Tony is up here because he's the one that is going to post all of these at our buildings. So we're going to indicate that. Yeah, but these.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Mr. Ganesi is up here because he is going to be the one posting these at all of our buildings, plus at the administration center. And we hope to have these posted in very early February. So,
Yay.
Our wonderful people will do it. I'll do it in person.
Otherwise, we need a really big ladder.
Job well done, you guys.
Great. Thank you. Any closing remarks from the board?
Yeah, since our next meeting is Tuesday, February 13th, for all you guys out there, don't forget February 14th is Valentine's Day, so prepare.
aren't these guys good at folding?
Not really.
Any other, any other comments from the board?
No, I just want to say personally to thank Dr. Staley for all his work and his help and his willingness to come on board through a transition. And I know we're going to miss him. He's been extremely helpful and a lot of guidance in a lot of different areas. And I just really appreciate his willingness to come on board and his willingness to listen to some ideas and run with it. And, now we have this program we're going to start in February, which I mentioned last week, your last time, I was really excited about. And I just want to thank Barb again for her leadership in that project. I think it'll bring some excitement to our buildings and to our community and our kids. So I just want to thank both of you again for your leadership.
I'd also like to say thank you to Dr. Staley. You know, whenever you pull somebody out of retirement, you know, you question is like, does he still have the knuckleball? Can he still throw that touchdown pass when we need in the fourth quarter? You know, is he going to make those 2 free throws at the end of the game with 0 on the clock? The answer is yes to all the above. So thank you for dusting your talents off and bringing them back to help out this district. It is greatly appreciated.
What were you say, Barb? I was just gonna add that Lindsay.
Can you come up to the microphone, please? I'm sorry.
All right, why'd you ask?
I don't know.
I do want to, I do want to thank Dr. Staley for what he did with the Reading Incentive Program. We wouldn't have it if it wasn't for him beating the bushes out there. But I wanted to make sure we also thank Lindsay Walters, our district librarian in the Elkhart Public Library, because they were really the people who really made this happen. So thank you, Dr. Staley. It wouldn't be happening without him here. That's awesome. Thanks,
Thank you.
Thanks.
Any other comments? Seeing none, meeting adjourned.